Simple solutions to stress-free writing. Simple solutions to stress-free writing. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another session of Walking with Randy. Haven't been quite as active with this lately as I've taken a break and done a little writing myself. But we're getting back into it. This is Walking with Randy, where we talk about writing, speaking, coaching, marketing, and marriage. Today we're again talking about writing. Simple solutions for stress-free writing. Lily was frustrated. She had been writing for months on her novel, Come. And then Alex called. Well, he asked her how her writing was going, and she expressed her frustration to him. And then he said, well, why don't you take a break? And she said, like many of us would, I don't have time to take a break. And he said, well, I don't mean take a break for a week, but maybe as much as an hour or so. Just take a little break, clear your mind, get relaxed again, and come back and start writing again. Well, she was doubtful if that would work, but after they hung up, she took his advice. And she went out to a nearby park, and she started walking around, or just like I am now, walking around and looking at nature and enjoying the sights and sounds. And after that much needed break, she went back to her house, and she felt very rejuvenated. And she started writing, and then she wrote more, and it was hours before she finished. Well, her story reminds us of the need for solutions to stress-free writing. So here are 6 simple solutions for stress-free writing. First of all, understand that writing is a process. It's not just something where the perfect product comes out just right away. And whenever you do this, you will be editing and you will be perfecting the process. Now, some of us are what we call frustrated perfectionists. This is something that I have to deal with, but I have been able to learn how to deal with it. In other videos, I've talked about how that sometimes I will just set a timer, and something about the clicking away of that timer forces me to get some of my stuff done. Instead of writing the same sentence over 3 times, I just go on and go to the next one. And then after I look at it later, I find out that many times that first sentence wasn't so bad. Yes, I do find things to shorten, and I find things to tighten, I find things to eliminate, and I do find things to reword. But perfectionism can keep you from getting anything done and just take a long time to do that. But you need to realize that it is a process, and you will be able to edit after you write. After all, I like my favorite quote, you can't edit unless you have something to edit. Well, and then in realizing that this is a process, that there is improvement with practice. The more you write, the better you get. You produce one book, you'll be able to produce another one. The second time doing it will be easier than the first, provided you do quickly enough that you don't have to learn everything all over again. But you improve with practice. The second tip is to start with a plan. Well, jot down the ideas of what you want to talk about, and then you can create an outline, or you can create a mind map. Now, if you're not familiar with a mind map, that's where you start with a blank sheet of paper. In the very center of it, you write down your main topic or your working title, and you draw a circle around that. And then radiating out from that circle, you put other ideas that come to mind. And you can place them in little cartoon balloon-like things too. And so if you come to your first point, you state that in your cartoon, and then you have related ideas in an outline that would be subpoints. But whenever you do a mind map, actually if you do it first, then you'll be able to clean that up whenever you do your outline. But anyway, it's just the main idea, and then you have some of the main ideas related to the main ideas coming out from the center. Each one of those will be within circles. And then you will have just little related circles that come off of each of those main ideas, and that will be your mind map. And then you can turn that into an outline. When you get ready to write, you can use whichever you can use whichever one you're comfortable with. So a third tip is to eliminate distractions. Get in a room by yourself, turn off your social media access, turn off the ringer to your phone, and anything else that might distract you, and sit down and then go with your purpose to write. And the fourth tip is to take breaks. Now, I like writing in 5-minute writing segments, or 6-minute writing segments, or 10-minute writing segments, or 15-minute, or 20 minutes. Or sometimes I can go 50 minutes at a time, but I don't recommend going much more than that at a time without taking a break. Many people find that writing for 20 or 25 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break turns out to be good for them. But take breaks, just like Lily did in our story at the beginning. And then another helpful tip is to write in small chunks. Don't think about the overwhelming totality of your project. Just figure out the little part there, just the small chunks, and write that. Also, you do not have to write in order of your outline. You can jump around. That's one of the great things about composing whenever you do this. Find what interests you at the moment. Go over there. That will prime the pump for you, and then you can go to other sections that are maybe not quite as interesting to you, but are necessary. But write in small chunks. And then a sixth tip for 6 simple solutions for stress-free writing is to use software. Now, you can use dictation software if you are comfortable with that. That's one idea for using software. Another one is to speak your book or your writing, or do it in a video like this one, and then take the audio and put it into a transcription software, where they will come back and give you many of the words that you stated orally down on paper. Of course, you'll have to clean that up, and you will have to turn spoken speech into written speech, but it can be very helpful in doing that. In fact, many of the blog posts that you see on my site at randysblogs.com are first composed orally in videos just like this one. And then after that, my team and I come together and we produce the written blog posts from that. Well, then there is editing software like Grammarly, which will help you with your grammar and your sentence structure and things like that. And there's another one, I'm not as familiar with it, but I've heard of it. It's called Hemingway Editor. And so you might want to check that out. Or at the very least, use the spell check and grammar check that is on your word processing programs. Most of those word processing programs today do have that capability. So there you are, 6 simple solutions for stress-free writing. I hope that this has been helpful to you. If you would like to have more tips like these, go to randysblogs.com and then click on the tab that says Writing. Also, if you would be interested in my speaking ministry, my speaking business, so to speak, go to randycarney.com and you can find out more information there. Well, again, I hope this has been helpful to you, and I just want to remind you, you can write a book. Until next time, this is Randy Carney for Walking with Randy.